All right, if you're in the construction game, you're an expert at building things that stand the test of time. But what about your company? Is it built to last? That's what we're talking about today. We're going to dig into the financial foundations, the stuff that really separates the businesses that thrive from the ones that are just barely surviving. And we're going to use the incredible insights from Chapter 8 of Paul Netcher's Building a Successful Construction Company as our guide. So let's get right into it. We have to start here with something I think a lot of you will recognize. It's that feeling, that hand-to-mouth trap, right? Money comes in from one project, and before it even has a chance to settle, it feels like it's already flying out the door to pay for another. You're always busy, always on the go, but the real question is, are you actually getting anywhere? And this quote from the book just nails it, doesn't it? Many small companies literally live from hand to mouth, with no idea how profitable they are. It's that exact cycle of cash in, cash out, without a clue if that last job actually made you a dime. It's like you're trying to navigate your business through a thick financial fog. So I gotta ask, how are you measuring your success? If you're just glancing at your bank account balance, the book has a pretty stark warning. You might be in trouble. See, that number, it doesn't tell you the real story. It can't show you which projects are your cash cows and which ones are slowly bleeding you dry. And it gets even worse, as the author points out, when personal and business money gets all tangled up together. That is just a recipe for disaster, and it's exactly why you need a real system in place. And man, you can see how this stuff just snowballs, right? It all starts to spiral. You mix your personal and business accounts, and suddenly the picture gets real blurry. That confusion leads you to take on jobs that actually lose you money. And what happens then? Well, you're forced to rob Peter to pay Paul, using cash from a new job just to cover the losses on the last one. It's this vicious cycle. And it doesn't just eat your profits, it can mean you totally miss out on claiming money you're owed, whether from clients or on your taxes. Okay, so how do we break out of this trap? It's simple, really. We need a plan, a blueprint. Let's talk about how to move from that total chaos to having real actual control over where your business is headed. Now, what we're talking about here is a financial system. And the book makes a great point. This isn't just about crunching numbers for your accountant at tax time. No. This is a tool for making decisions. Think of it like a GPS for your company. It tells you exactly where you are, where you've been, and most importantly, it helps you chart a course for where you want to go. And getting started is actually pretty straightforward. It boils down to 3 key things. Step 1, you have to draw a big, thick line in the sand between your personal finances and your business finances. Seriously, no more mixing. Step 2, get a proper system implemented. And step 3, you gotta understand the basics of accounting. Look, you don't need to become a CPA, but you do need to know the language of your own business. All right, listen up, because this next part is the absolute heart of it. The single most important piece of your financial blueprint is getting a handle on your project costs. I mean, a real handle. Because if you don't know where every single dollar is going, there's just no way you can control it. So how do we do that? The magic tool here is something called cost codes. Just think of them like little tracking tags for everything you do. You put a unique code on every single cost: the labor for framing, the bags of concrete, the electrical wiring, literally everything. This lets you track in incredible detail how your actual spending is lining up with what you thought you were going to spend. And look at this simple table. This shows you the power of what I'm talking about. Right away, you can see, whoa, we lost $1,500 on that concrete pour. Now you can ask the important questions. Why? Was our bid too low? Did we have a ton of waste? At the same time, you see, hey, we came in at $1,000 under on framing. Nice. This isn't just a bunch of numbers. This is critical business intelligence. It's telling you exactly where you need to sharpen your pencil for the next bid. Okay, so getting the data is one part of the battle, but having the guts to actually look at it, especially when the news isn't good, well, that's something else entirely. This is where real leadership kicks in. You just have to be willing to face the numbers, whatever they say. And the most critical piece of advice from the book is this: you have to investigate your losses. Every single one. It doesn't matter how small. You have to treat it like a detective at a crime scene. You've got to find out what went wrong. Why? Because trying to hide a loss or just brushing it under the rug, that's financial suicide. Think about it this way, and the book puts it perfectly. If you lose money on one job, you have to make double the profit on the next one just to break even. So investigating isn't about pointing fingers. It's about fixing the process so that leak doesn't happen again. It's the absolute best feedback you can ever give your estimating department. You see, once you get these principles down, everything changes. It's a huge shift. You stop playing defense, just plugging holes in the dam and praying for the next check to clear. Instead, you start playing offense. You start proactively building a company that's not just profitable, but resilient, one that can handle whatever the market throws at it. And this image really says it all, doesn't it? We can all stand back and admire an amazing building, a strong bridge, a beautiful home, but what you can't see is the foundation, the deep, solid, unseen work that's holding the whole thing up. Well, that's your financial system. It might be invisible to your clients, but without it, everything you've built, it's eventually going to come crashing down. So I want to leave you with this one question to really think about. When you look at your own business, are you just focused on the stuff everyone sees? The finished projects, the trucks, the tools? Or are you paying just as much attention to that unseen foundation, the financial bedrock that's going to decide if your company is still standing strong years from now? Are you really building a company that's made to last?